Just across I-25 from downtown Denver, the usual 76,000 fans have made their way to Philip Power Field at Mile High, the home of the Broncos. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Olson. It's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. And off we go here from Mile High. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Right to the air to open this one up. Forced out wide. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up a first down. On 1st and 10, Jackson moving left. Now he takes off. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Oh, ready? Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. Jonah Ellis, the one who got him down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Bateman is the motion man. Jackson on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end. That's Musgrave. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Here's a run going left, and he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Broncos' 34-yard line.
Here's Jackson. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down.
13.
The shotgun, here's Jackson. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
And that is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a scoreless game.
And that's just a tough way to finish off what was a good opening drive. And obviously, as a kicker, you have to have a short memory. But you can bet he'll be thinking about that one the rest of the way.
A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it's going to be 4th down. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Moving to his right. Now he'll run. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down. He was trying to get that to Tez Walker. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Ready. Sit up. Ready.
From the gun, Jackson. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete.
It's a gain of
11 yards on the connection there. 1st down, Baltimore.
11. And a Baltimore 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
2 first downs have them up to the 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To the air one more time with Jackson. His throw left side is complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Wow, out of bounds, inside the 10, it's first and goal. It's a big one for the Ravens. 41 yards.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
A run on first and goal. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Here's another shot from the 6 at second and goal. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Now Jackson on the move. He's going to tuck it and go.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up third and goal.
Looking for that final yard. It's third and goal. On play action, here's Jackson. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. That's his third rushing touchdown of the year. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the ground, it is the rookie from Oklahoma. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Captain.
We are through one. It's the Ravens out front. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the second quarter. They've got it with a second down and 10. Throwing. Nix. Will try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown.
And Mike, and as bad as things seem, especially after that last play, the key to playing quarterback in this league, if you're going to allow bad plays to lead to more bad plays, you're not going to last very long. So it's the value of, hey, can you win the next play? And then the play after that. Those are the guys that really make it in this league, and we're going to get a good test of it right here.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens move out on top, 14-0.
Broncos nothing. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Hold my son. Ready. To the right. Yeah, I got it.
Drive starts on the ground, and this is Harvey. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Back at the 24-yard line.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Away. Hold my son. Ready. Away.
Second down. Nix. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Just doesn't seem to me right now that he's seeing the field very well. I mean, that last possession results in the pick. You'd expect him to come back out here and be a little bit more careful with the ball, find easier completions, find the better matchup. But instead, he puts the ball back in harm's way, and he's lucky that wasn't another interception.
It is 3rd and long.
Captain. Ready. My name is Joe. Bombers.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He's got it. And out of bounds, but in business. They're going to have it 1st and goal inside the 5. A big-time play for the Broncos. That's a gain of 72 yards.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Harvey, and he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal.
Away. Hold my son.
Throwing is Nix. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal.
Hold my son. Ready. My name is Away. Captain.
Back to throw is Nix. Rolling right. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. His first touchdown of the new campaign. Some play by the quarterback. He got flushed by the rush, but Greg made the right choice and ends up with a touchdown pass.
The question always is for these quarterbacks, Mike, in this situation, how long does he remain a passer, or then does he just tuck it down and become a runner? I think he does this perfectly, extends the play as long as possible, gives time for his receiver to uncover, and results in a touchdown.
This one taken at the 7. And He is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready? Sit up! Ready? Finish it up!
They'll begin here on the ground. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
That's good for a Baltimore.
They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
11 on the play.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
At the 43-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up second and 3.
From the 43, here's second down and 3. Here comes the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
On the run to the right. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple. Ravens sending the punt team out there. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. And nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20.
24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Play action now. It's Nix. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet inbound.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines.
Second and 6.
It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 6.
Hold on a sec. Hey, Sean. Ready. Ready. Drill.
Here's Harvey. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
D. Winters on the stop. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I return to Denver after this. Third down, 3 to go.
Hold on a sec. Away. Ready. Away. Oh, Captain. Drill. Go. Motion. He's moving, boys, he's moving.
They'll throw. It's Nix. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
couldn't quite tell whether or not that was a design safety blitz or whether he just did that on his own. Either way, though, Mike, great coverage downfield. That was all the time he needed to get there from his safety spot and come away with the sack.
Here's Jeremy Crawshaw now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. Take it in, back at his own 12. And it winds up a very solid return as he gets it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
DC, man. No, we... Run! Ready! Run! Ready! Hey, report! Report!
That is Musgrave, the man in motion. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back.
14 yards.
And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that play. One play, one first down.
Ready! Set up! Go.
Jackson now to throw on first down. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding him to just a short gain.
Off he goes. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion. A first down throw for Jackson.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Hey, come on. Report!
Now it's Jackson. There he goes again. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new center down.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Mike, this is the element to the position that this guy brings that's just so unique across the league. Not only the speed, but his ability to operate in the open field as a runner. It is hard for a defense to plan for a guy like this.
Jackson now. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Jackson now on 2nd down. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Ravens. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. And that is touchdown number 1 in the National Football League career of a guy, Greg, taken high in the draft, hoping for moments like that.
When you get drafted in the first round, Mike, let alone as a wide receiver, the expectation in the NFL today is that you need to come in and be an immediate impact player. Plays like this continue to build that relationship with the quarterback, and I think this guy's got a real bright future.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Bombers. Almost set. Ready. Olay. Joe.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
Malachi starts on the coverage.
Captain. Hey, let's go. Bombers. Olay. Joe.
Now Nick's going to look to throw. That one intercepted. Nothing better than a big man touchdown. The defensive lineman comes up with a pick-6. Celebration time for the guys up front.
Yeah, Mike, and you can always see which guys have a little running back in their pass, because this big guy, when he got his hands on the ball, he was not being stopped until he found himself in the end zone.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Nix, now to throw it here on first down. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete. It was Jalen Watson who got the arm in there to break that one up.
35-yard line.
Captain. Almost set. Ready. Olay. Bombers. Olay.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Almost set. Joe. Ready.
Here's Nix to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Captain. Almost set. Olay. Ready. Return. Bombers.
On 4th down, here's Nix. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he is going to have the Broncos first down. That'll be a gain of 15 on fourth down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Troy Franklin. Touchdown, Denver. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? They could have put it at the 1 and gone for 2, but they elect to still kick it here. A little bit easier following the penalty, and the kick is good.
Broncos 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Travel start on the ground, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Play action now. Jackson. Flushed to his left. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
Bateman is the motion man. From the gun, Jackson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up fourth down. Ravens bring their punt team out. He'll punt for the second time, looking to hit another good one. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
First down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the
First and
halftime
10
break
at the
seems to have worked.
36-yard
They've come out
line.
with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Oh, fine work there defensively. Got that hand in there. That pass is incomplete.
It's second down
Solid rep
and
there
10.
for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
Second and 10.
Drill. Hold on, son. Ready. Olay.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up
Brings up
a third down.
And 10 yards
All
to go.
things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Bombers. Ready.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And that is incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds.
22-yard line.
It's a three tight end look as they have it first and 10. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Ball on the 27. Here's second and 6. The shotgun, here's Jackson. Forced out wide, taking off. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line.
39 yards.
It's a big one for the Ravens. 39 yards.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
He'll maneuver his way down to the 32. John A. Barron is there to make the stop.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Second down and 8.
No, we changed it.
Jackson out of the pistol. He'll get this out to his running back. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 50.
Good for a Baltimore
19 yards on the pickup for number 19. And it's a first down.
13-yard line.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Oh! And he's in! Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown, Ravens.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and end result is still a touchdown.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
By Mike Green.
Mike Green getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
At the 26-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing. Nix. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A big-time play for the Broncos. A gain of 48. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Throw over the middle, going to be caught by Franklin. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal. Here's a run. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and
So
goal.
these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harvey. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
At the 5-yard line.
You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Moving outside the pocket. And he'll be forced to throw that one away. Excellent work defensively. It took away all the options, and now it is 4th and goal.
I think that's the sign of a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's already got 2 picks on the day. Certainly doesn't want to throw a 3rd. So good decision. Just throw it away.
Field goal not going to help much at this point. They've got to go for it on 4th and goal. Nix going to throw for it. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Dane Belton. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
turned it.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. Escaping to his left. Now he'll run it.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second reads, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
From the 24 now, here is 2nd and 3. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league, and it results in a negative play.
They need to get it to the 27. This is 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Dre Greenlaw.
Intercepted. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Captain. Oh, I said. Hey. Olay, olay, olay. Olay, olay, olay. Olay, olay, olay.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And this is where the timing of these passing game, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him.
Troy Franklin, the intended target. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
Olay, olay, olay. Olay, olay, olay. Olay, olay, olay.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down.
Hold on, son. Ready. My name is Joe.
Back to throw is Nix. That one hard. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. His 2nd catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. Lutz for the extra point. The kick is good. Broncos back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. The return starts from the 5. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. The tight end going in motion to the left.
Hey, come on.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion.
Report, report.
He'll try the right side this time. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard
From the 33, here's second down and 7.
Hey! Sit on! Hey, hey, report! Report! Hey, hey, report! Report! Sit on!
Off the play fake. Jackson rolling to the left. He's going to run it. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 10.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Brings up second and 9 at the 45-yard line.
180! 180! Sit up! 180! Sit up!
On play action, here's Jackson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down.
It's a gain of 17
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Sit on! 180! Sit on!
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Raven first down.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll drop to throw. Headed left, buying time. He runs with it. And they'll have first and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one. Thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
They motion a receiver right. Jackson looking to throw. Moving to his left. And he's into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Broncos 21.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First down throw for Nix. Oh, falling away. What a throw. He drops it in there. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 72 yards. Touchdown, Denver. 3 touchdowns for the game. His first 3 of the year. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos are able to edge a bit closer.
Broncos 28.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
A first down throw for Jackson. Short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
6 yards.
It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely inside the red zone.
Hey, middle. What are eating? What is it? You.
Jackson now to throw on first down. He's got it inside the 5. And he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
16 yards.
That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Bateman is the motion man. From the gun, Jackson. He pulls it in around the 5. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
Sometimes when things aren't perfect, Mike, you just need to rely on your guys on the field making good decisions, and that's exactly the case here. He senses his quarterback being pushed out of the pocket there to his left. Just stay in phase with him. Give him somewhere easy to drop the ball off, and he's able to do the rest after the catch and comes away with 6.
49. Broncos 28. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now the Ravens use their first timeout, and they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the 4th.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Olay. Oh, my son.
Nix, now to throw it here on first down. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
At the 22-yard line.
Olay. Oh, my.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10.
Ready.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one.